Hey everybody, it's Maureen, your local lender with rate, here with this week's Mortgage Minute. This is being taped Wednesday morning before the Fed meeting, so let's get into it. Well, it's been another week of rate volatility. While rates have remained in the upper 6% range, we've been seeing those daily swings and quick changes from one day to the next, and all being driven by inflation expectations, global events, and the anticipation of today's Federal Reserve meeting. Now, the Fed is widely expected to leave short-term interest rates unchanged, but the investors are going to be paying close attention to Chair Kevin Warsh's comments for clues about future policy, because even when the Fed doesn't change interest rates, it's what they say that can move the bond market, and, well, mortgage rates, they often react immediately. And adding to today's uncertainty are the rising geopolitical tensions in the Middle East. As we know, higher oil prices, well, those can increase inflation concerns, which then typically puts that upward pressure on mortgage interest rates. And on the inflation front, well, there was some encouraging news. July's apartment list rent report, well, that showed that rents increased just 0.2% for the month and are still, though, down 1.1% from a year ago. And since housing costs make up a large portion of inflation, this slowing rent growth could help inflation continue moving in that right direction. Now, tomorrow we are going to get another major inflation report, and that's when the Personal Consumption Expenditures, or PCE, report is released. Now, markets are expecting inflation to cool further, so we shall see. Now, let's talk about the housing market. Well, that showed some encouraging signs. New home sales rose 1.6% in June to an annual pace of 628,000 homes, beating expectations. And home values, well, they continue to appreciate, and that is great news for our current homeowners who are building equity. And what about the mortgage applications? Well, purchase applications slipped 4% from the previous week, but still remain 3% higher than a year ago. And refinance activity, as you can expect, well, it fell about 10% last week. And let's talk employment data. Well, that painted a mixed picture. The ADP hiring continues to soften, suggesting businesses are slowing hiring, all while jobless claims, though, remain historically low. But the economists, well, they believe that those low unemployment claims are being affected by stronger fraud prevention measures, so they may not fully reflect the strength of the labor market. Now, between the Fed meeting, tomorrow's inflation report, global events, and next week's employment data, I expect this volatility in the market to continue. So if you have a purchase contract in place and you haven't locked in your interest rate, I would consider this. Would you rather be safe, or would you rather be sorry? All right, everybody, that's it for this week's Mortgage Minute, and I look forward to seeing you all next week.